Days of Our Lives spoilers for the next 2 weeks, May 28 to June 6, reveal that John Black will die as Bo Brady awakens, so some sad funeral plans will get underway. There will also be some jailed Xander Kyriakis drama, so let's talk about what's in store. As the rest of this week's DOL episodes continue from May 28 to 30, Xander and EJ DiMera will await the outcome of the board vote. But they'll both have bigger problems to focus on soon enough. Once Rachel Black updates Kristen DiMera on Johnny DiMera threatening EJ the night of his shooting, Kristen will confront her brother over what exactly he remembers. As for Xander, Days spoilers say he'll land in hot water thanks to a recent crime. Belle Black will want justice for Philip Kyriakis, so she could play a role in Xander's downfall. After Belle quizzes Alex Kyriakis and spills some news to Jada Hunter, Xander will ultimately be arrested for Philip's beating. That'll certainly give Bella a reason to celebrate. Once Maggie Kyriakis opens up to Julie Williams about Sarah Horton Kyriakis' destroyed marriage and all the family mayhem, Julie will offer some much-needed support. Next, Days spoilers say Carrie Brady Reed will make her way back to Salem. That'll bring a heartfelt reunion with Marlena Evans, along with some difficult moments at John's bedside. Later, Will Horton will also return to Days, so he'll catch up with Marlena and visit ailing John as well. Eric Brady's homecoming will give him a chance to spend time with John in the hospital too. It looks like John will start fading fast as Eric, Belle, Brady Black, Paul Narita, and others take turns sharing private moments with him. John won't survive this horrible ordeal, since we know his funeral is coming up in June. It sounds like John will draw his final breath right as Bo comes out of his coma on June 2. The week of June 2 to 6 will bring plenty of emotional scenes as John's loved ones face a tough goodbye. Bo will live on thanks to John's bravery, so his family and friends will always remember John's sacrifice. Back with Xander, fans will be waiting to see how he'll weasel out of jail time. There's always a way in Salem, so stay tuned to see how Xander will get out of his legal jam. Regardless, Sarah and Xander's relationship has been smashed to smithereens, so they won't be able to repair the damage anytime soon. Across town, Ariana Horton might turn to Doug Williams' I to help her forget her pain with another bedroom session. John's tragedy will be hard on Ari since that's her great-grandpa. Will Doug and Ari ultimately get caught sneaking around, either by Gabby Hernandez or perhaps Holly Jonas? Whatever the case, someone's been spying on Holly, who's sure to land in grave danger soon enough. Doug may have to come to Holly's rescue at some point in the not-too-distant future. Days of Our Lives spoilers say the next 2 weeks will bring some shockers and shakeups, so don't miss all the action. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, May 28, reveal that Carrie Brady Reed will return to Salem, while Rachel Black's confession stuns Kristen DiMera. Now that John Black is fighting for his life in the hospital, Carrie will rush home to support him as well as Marlena Evans. It'll be a bittersweet reunion since Carrie will wish it were happening under different circumstances, but she'll be glad she can be there for Marlena and John in their time of need. Over with Kate Roberts Brady, Days spoilers say she'll use Roman Brady as her confidant. This may involve more concerns about Johnny DiMera and what really happened the night of EJ DiMera's shooting. Johnny will try to hide from all his daddy issues and throw himself into his new job at Titan DiMera, but he'll continue to struggle. Days spoilers say this father-son crisis won't be easy for EJ and Johnny to overcome. Although Johnny didn't pull the trigger on EJ, there will be more suspicions surrounding him in Wednesday's DOL episode. Rachel will ultimately spill to Kristen that she overheard Johnny and EJ's fight that fateful night. After Rachel mentions Johnny having a gun, that'll give shocked Kristen a lot to ponder. At some point this week, Kristen will launch a confrontation with EJ and perhaps demand to know if he's covering for Johnny. In the meantime, Belle Black will visit Alex Kyriakis with some important questions to ask. This may tie in with Belle's pursuit of justice, since she'll want to take Xander Kyriakis down for going after Philip Kyriakis. Xander went too far with his latest attack, so Days spoilers suggest Belle won't rest until he lands in lockup. Belle will get her wish later this week when Jada Hunter places Xander under arrest, so stick with us for updates on the good news headed her way. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Xander will face some legal consequences, but he has a knack for wiggling out of tight spots. A soapy wedding took place over the past weekend, and big congratulations are in order for Days of Our Lives' Casey Moss and True O'Brien. The longtime couple, who began dating in 2015, tied the knot and said their "I do's" on Sunday, May 25. In a series of Instagram stories, Moss shared photos from their beautiful nuptials, including a pic of his bride holding her bouquet. There were also a few shots of them hand in hand on the beach, one of the couple sharing a kiss at the head table during the reception, and another one by the ocean amid the seagulls. Back in June of 2022, Moss posted a video to document his sweet proposal, in which he took O'Brien to a cliff top before getting down on bended knee and popping the question. Obviously, she said yes, and after doing so, and allowing Moss to slide a ring on her finger, she kissed her fiancé as the couple held each other close. For those who don't recall, the two not only worked together on the Salem soap, but their characters were an item. One that went through some pretty rough times, including the fact that Paige's mother and JJ slept together. Though O'Brien's character met her fate in 2015, having been strangled by the necktie killer Aka Ben, Moss has turned up back on the soap from time to time and is currently on the canvas. Days of Our Lives spoilers and rumors tease that an exit of one actor and an announcement of a new one coming may be related. It wasn't very long between the exit announcement of Billy Flynn and the future debut of Hank Northrop, the late Wayne Northup's son. It was recently revealed that the once 6-month gap between tape to air date has become longer, and now it's 9 months. So in reality, Billy Flynn has been gone from the show for a while, and Hank Northrop has been filming. Billy should air as Chad into early 2026, but nothing has been said about his children or Annalene McCord's exits. The way the storyline has been going, it's predicted that Chad and Kat will stay together, so why has there been no word about her exit? Perhaps it's because instead of being written out of Salem, Chad is being recast, perhaps played by Hank Northrop. No character has been announced for Hank to play, although there's been some speculation that Doug Williams wasn't the only one with a secret son or grandson. There was a time that John Black was thought to be Roman Brady, and fans speculated a rerun of Doug Williams' IUE for John. That assumption was likely made because Hank's real-life father, the late Wayne Northrop, played the original Roman Brady. Hank and Billy Flynn aren't too far apart in age, and it makes much more sense given the timeline that Hank is Chad's recast. He started filming about the time that Billy left to play a character on the CBS soap, The Young and the Restless. Hank has come into a welcoming place, regardless of whether he's Chad's recast or a brand new character. There are still castmates there who worked with his late father. His beginning to film seems to line up with Billy's wrapping up filming at DOL, and if nothing else, it's one heck of a big coincidence. Billy will air on DOL until early 2026, which means he'll be shown on both it and The Young and the Restless concurrently. It may take until Billy stops airing as Chad early next year before an announcement is made about Hank's character and whether he will be a new Chad. And not surprisingly, there may be a slight time gap between Billy's exit and Hank's debut, which would make more sense if Hank is indeed Chad's recast. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with DOL right now. Come back here often for Days of Our Lives spoilers, news, and updates. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday, May 27, suggests some major bombshells in Salem. There's a missing Salemite, while a character processes some tough emotions, and a new mom has renewed adoption hopes. What's set to unravel on Tuesday's show? Time to find out. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday, May 27 hint that Gaby Hernandez and JJ Devereaux will be desperate to find Ariana Ori Horton. How will Ari get out of this jam with her mother? She snuck out of the house on her birthday and now got caught. Well, sort of. Ari told Gaby she was heading to bed, but really headed out to a night on the town. Not realizing she had snuck out, Gaby went into her room to check on Ari and panicked, believing the girl was missing. So if and when she and JJ find the girl, how will her mom react to the truth? Meanwhile, Doug Williams' Ivy will turn to Leo Stark for help. Across town, Johnny DeMiro will deal with some tough emotions, and Chanel DeMiro will be by his side to help console him. Poor Johnny is likely reeling from the news about his grandfather, John Black, fighting for his life. Considering all he's been through as of late, Chanel will likely show her husband patience, understanding, and love. Lastly, Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday reveal that Sophia Choi will work with Melinda Trask to get her baby's adoption process started. While she had hoped that Janel's adoption was going to go through, Johnny bailed on that idea, but it looks like Sophia will move forward with Plan B. As she's 18, she can veto her mom, Amy Choi, on this. Amy believed that Chanel and Johnny's backing out of the adoption was a sign from God that Rachel and Tate Black should raise the child themselves. Still, as much as Sophia is fond of Tate, she isn't interested in that option. As such, it looks like she'll be working with Melinda to find another couple to adopt her baby. With that said, considering Melinda's track record, is this the best idea? What storyline are you most interested in seeing unfold during Tuesday's show? Share your thoughts. Tune into the Peacock Soap Daily so you don't miss a moment of the drama, and visit SOS often for the best Days of Our Lives spoilers, updates, and news. Days of Our Lives spoilers and updates tease the imaginary town of Salem is constantly full of ironic twists and turns. It appears that soon Xander Kyriakis will be taken into custody, beating up his brother Philip Kyriakis in the episode that aired on Monday, May 19. Almost everyone in the small town believed that Xander was responsible for Philip's injuries as soon as he was taken to the hospital. So will Jada Hunter find proof of this, or will Philip regain consciousness and name his brother as the one who harmed him? On the other hand, maybe Maggie Kyriakis or Sarah Kyriakis can provide the Salem police with information that leads to Xander's arrest. Currently, Philip is battling for his life in the hospital. He is expected to survive, but his condition is serious due to significant injuries and organ damage. Organ failure can have deadly effects on a person. So will Philip's state remain uncertain during the week of May 26 to 30? It's easy to imagine a situation where Philip briefly awakens, identifies Xander as his attacker, and then slips back into a coma. This is the type of drama that DOL writers enjoy creating. However, they also appreciate an ironic twist. After all, it doesn't seem feasible to send Xander to prison since he is embroiled in conflict with Sarah and plays a significant role in Salem. Additionally, it appears that the evil side of Xander is resurfacing, which makes for compelling viewing. What could prevent Xander from going to prison this time? Does Philip need blood, an organ transplant, or maybe bone marrow from a relative to survive? If so, Xander could be Philip's only match and hope. Since Xander caused Philip's current situation, it's doubtful he'll help, unless he's in a tough spot. With Xander facing arrest, could he agree to donate what Philip needs in return for his freedom and full control of Titan? This might be the only way he'll consider saving him. Upcoming spoilers suggest that Xander is eager to run Titan independently and support Victoria Kyriakis, so he might propose this to Kate Roberts Brady. As she may have power of attorney over Philip's estate, she could be ready to do anything to save her son and accept Xander's terms. Days of Our Lives spoilers are in for Tuesday, May 27, 2025. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Sophia Choi to make a deal with Melinda Trask. Gabby Hernandez and JJ Deveroff's search for Ari Horton. Plus, Channel Dupree Demira comforts Johnny Demira. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the Peacock soap opera. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Sophia to take action now that she's 18. Despite Amy Choi's insistence, Sophia and Tate Black are going to adopt out their unborn baby. Since the adoption with Johnny and Channel fell through, Sophia will meet with a lawyer. It just happens that this lawyer is the one person Brady Black warned against, Melinda Trask. Over with Gaby, she will be terrified that her daughter is missing. Clearly a grown woman now, Ari hasn't been kidnapped. Ari got a drink to celebrate her birthday, then laid it in bed with Doug Williams' IUI. Gabby called JJ for help in finding Ari, so the former flames will search until they find Gaby's daughter. What will Ari say to her panicked mother? Days of Our Lives spoilers for the next episode reveal that Doug will go see Leo Stark. Doug will have a special request, which is probably part of the plan to get Julie Williams' necklace back. Even though Julie told him just to leave town and to save his money, Doug is desperate for redemption. There is also Johnny, who will learn about his grandfather's condition. Johnny will head to the hospital and share a few moments with John Black. It is also teased that Channel will take the time to console her husband. I have a feeling that with Johnny's current mental state, losing John could push him over the edge. Then, with Rachel Black telling Kristen Demira that she saw Johnny with a gun on the night of E.J. Demira's shooting, things could spiral. It is also stated that Johnny tries to run away from his problems. If that spoiler is intended to be literal, then that sounds like Johnny tries to go on the run. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Monday, May 26, 2025? With John's impending passing on Days of Our Lives, characters and fans alike are on the edge of their seats. Beau, struggling to survive his current bout of sepsis, has made matters worse for many close Salemites. One of those people is Sarah Brady, Beau and Hope's daughter. Victoria Konefal recently opened up about working with her parents' portrayers, Peter Reckel and Christiana Alfonso, and delved into what makes Sierra so strong amid this devastating crisis. Konefal sat down with Soap Opera Digest to discuss working with a legendary cast. She explained that her first scenes with Beau were with him as he's been in a coma. On top of that, she and Reckel often passed each other like ships in the night, never truly meeting. But meeting in person, even if he was unconscious, she would later film scenes with him, praising him with, "He's an incredible actor," and it was very easy to create chemistry with him. Similarly, she stated about her on-screen mother, "Working with Christian is always a pleasure." The two really appreciate one another in real life, and Konefal admitted that when she sees Alfonso playing a sad scene, it's easy for her to follow suit. "It makes it very easy for the waterworks to turn on," she said. Sarah grew up on the show, played by several actresses over the years, and Konefal took on the part in 2017. She explained that her character has grown up and also become a mother, making her stronger now than she was in her formative years. As such, Sarah just wants to keep her kids and her family safe. The emotional connection she shares with Alfonso translates well to the screen, allowing for the mother and daughter to remain strong amid the Beau crisis. "They're both really vulnerable and breaking at the same time," she explained. The actress further remarked that Sierra stays strong by not getting her expectations too high in case she gets let down. In the Tuesday, May 27 episode of Days of Our Lives, Javi decided to apply to the Salem Fire Department. Doug asked Leo for help tracking down Julie's necklace. Ari, Tate, and Johnny found out about an injured John, and two mother-daughter clashes heated up Salem. At first, we thought Gaby was overreacting, but in the end, Ari stayed out all night and didn't answer any texts or calls from her mother. When Gaby did catch up to her daughter, Ari fed her mom lies, deflections, and some attitude of her own. Clearly, Ari feels resentful towards Gaby, and it will be good to get to the heart of their conflict in the coming weeks and months. JJ had to play the reluctant middleman, and with a little of his help, Gabby calmed down. She has been on a tear lately. She has had it out for everyone, but she has to figure out she can't act like that with everyone who loves her. As for Carrie, spending the night with Doug in the Salem Inn, and then lying about it, well, that is teenage behavior. But if she thinks she's an adult, she needs to think again. At the Brady pub, Sophia met with Melinda Trask about using her legal skills to help get her baby adopted. Of course, during their conversation, Amy Choi walked in and caught her daughter in the middle of the adoption conversation. Amy immediately went on the offense, telling Sophia that this adoption wasn't going to happen. But then something happened. Melinda gave the mother and daughter food for thought. She said she can relate to both Sophia and Amy, and then told them her tragic story. When she was 17 and living in China, she got pregnant, and her dad wanted to throw her out of the house, but her mom agreed to raise her daughter as her sibling. But instead of sticking around, Melinda moved to America to pursue her dreams. Melinda's daughter, Haley, didn't find out that her sister was her mother until her 20s. While she felt betrayed, they eventually repaired their relationship. Unfortunately, shortly after that, Haley died. Melinda's story really calmed things down between Amy and Sophia, and the two agreed to talk later. However, Tate was another story. He knows why Melinda shouldn't be their adoption lawyer. She and Sloan stole Michael's baby and caused a lot of mayhem and misery for those involved. Thankfully, the show played this beat. The last couple of episodes have been wonderful and difficult to watch at the same time. They truly honored John Black as the hero he has been for a long time. So far, Paul has returned to support his dad along with Brady and Belle. Meanwhile, Carrie, Will, and Eric are on their way this week to be by John's side. Marlena's emotion and support for the love of her life are completely heartbreaking, and the flashbacks so far are wonderful. The one reminding us about Belle and John's clash over Marlena's DNR was perfectly placed and provided another opportunity to show how John always wants to make things easier and better for his family. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, May 28, tease an episode filled with rising tensions and personal challenges. Belle corners Alex, demanding answers about his secretive behavior. Kate opens up to Roman, seeking comfort and guidance as her worries deepen. Johnny tries to outrun his troubles, while Carrie's return to Salem brings unexpected moments for Marlena and John. Belle has had enough of the whispers and sidestepping. She confronts Alex with the hard questions, pressing him to come clean about his recent actions. With the walls closing in, Alex finds himself at a crossroads, faced with the decision to reveal the truth or risk losing Belle's trust. How far will Alex go to protect his secrets, and what will Belle uncover? Meanwhile, Kate turns to Roman, leaning on him for support as she struggles with mounting concerns. Their private conversation could expose hidden worries, adding a fresh layer of complexity. Roman's unwavering support may not only give Kate the reassurance she needs, but also spark new revelations that will leave viewers talking. Elsewhere, Johnny's struggles come to a head. Instead of confronting his problems, he tries to outrun them, sparking a series of impulsive decisions that could have long-lasting consequences. As he attempts to distance himself from the mounting pressure, Johnny risks isolating himself further. Carrie returns to Salem to see Marlena and John. Carrie's return to Salem brings a wave of emotions as she rushes to be with her parents, Marlena and John, during John's dire situation. John's condition has left the family reeling, and Carrie's presence provided much-needed support and comfort to her loved ones. Days of Our Lives spoilers photos for the May 28, 2025 episode tease an unexpected moment between two DiMera siblings. It looks like it's going to be another tough day of motherhood for Kristen. After a talk with Rachel, a worried Kristen will confide in EJ, who actually consoles his sister, proving that this new and improved EJ may just be the real deal. Meanwhile, over at Titan Demera, Alex will get a visit from Belle. Is she there to discuss the comatose Philip or something else entirely? Ace of Our Lives sees that both EJ Demera and Xander Cook want University Hospital for the same reason, and both make a pitch to the board this week. But our leaker just gave us some hot new info about a twist ahead that changes the fate of the hospital and everyone that works there, plus a twist that I'm excited about. Let's talk about Xander and EJ, and who gets their hands on the hospital, the Versix intellectual property, plus bragging rights, according to our trusted leaker. So this week, both EJ and Xander make a pitch to the board at University Hospital. And at first, Kayla Brady flat out rejected EJ's offer to buy the financially troubled University Hospital. And Kayla was initially backing Xander's bid to buy it. But then a couple of things happened. First, Kayla is increasingly certain that Xander's the one who beat Philip Kyriakis nearly to death. We all know he did. And second, EJ went over Kayla's head, and he let the board know that he made a generous offer that she rejected out of hand, when realistically she should have taken EJ's offer to the board. But let's face it, Kayla hates EJ, and with very good reason. Now though, Xander and EJ both make their pitch to the board this week, and then they're going to take a moment to decide. And we know from confirmed days spoilers for the week that while they are considering the offer, Belle Black keeps grilling people, including Alex Kyriakis, about Xander and Philip and the assault. And we all know EJ asked Belle to do all that she can to help him get the hospital, and she wants to. But this isn't just Belle trying to help EJ. We know that Belle wants to see justice served. After all, Philip has been her friend for a long time and was once her lover, and she does care about him. So even though Belle was mad that Philip lied to her face and had her represent him under false pretenses using the forged letter that Vivian Alamain made, that doesn't mean that Belle wants to see Philip a dead man or pummeled into a coma. So Belle decides this week, okay, we've got enough evidence. And then Jada Hunter heads up to the hospital after Xander and EJ make their pitches to the board. Jada slaps handcuffs on Xander and arrests him for assaulting Philip and hauls him away. And guess what? Our leaker says that EJ gets ownership of the hospital by default. There are two offers. Then they're basically down to one, because with Xander out of play and looking at a possible felony assault conviction that taints Titan's offer, so EJ's going to get his hands on it. Not that he's any prize either, but he has sold Belle on his whole changed man song and dance, and she seems to believe EJ. Once Xander's arrested, the main storyline is going to shift for, the next week and a half or so. And our leaker told us that Philip likely remains unconscious and off-screen throughout this time. That's because we've got John Black's deathbed scenes coming and lots of returning characters for that and for his upcoming funeral. Will Horton, Carrie Brady, and Eric Brady are in town. Paul Narita sticks around. I anticipate we're probably going to see Andrew Donovan. Bo Brady's getting better, and he and Hope Brady are due back in town, soon along with Sierra Brady. There's just a lot going on. And because of Joe's final storyline and Bo's recovery and all the guest stars and the funeral, there's just no room to dive into what's going on with Xander and EJ, with Xander and Philip and the fallout from his arrest, and what happens when Philip wakes up. So we'll see. I kind of doubt that Xander going to be sitting in jail this whole time. He might, but I am sure he's, going to get a good lawyer and get bailed out. Justin Kyriakis might get him out, somebody else. But the important thing to know from the leaked info is that Xander loses his bid to get the hospital. Realistically, he did want to profit off the Versix, but he also wanted the medication for Bo. And Xander recently found out that Philip wanted the same thing and had the medication stolen to get a dose to Bo. So aside from the lie about Victor Kyriakis' letter, Xander kind of beat Philip brutally under false pretenses, so EJ is going to bankroll Salem University Hospital, and it's not even part of Demira since Titan took over the family company. It looks like it'll be EJ personally being the investor/owner of the hospital, however they, do the terminology. And that should royally frustrate Marlena Evans and Kayla, who intently dislike him, and Sarah Horton, another doctor, is no fan of his either. I just wonder if that means we're going to get the infamous Dr. Wilhelm Rolf triumphantly returning to head up the lab at the hospital. That could be lots of fun. Rolf was always a hoot. Meanwhile, Xander's perfect little days of our lives life with Sarah is over, at least for now. She kicked him out of the mansion and could push for supervised visitation with Victoria if he doesn't play his cards right, because Sarah is certain he beat Philip, as is Maggie Horton-Kyriakis, who has turned her back on Xander as well. And Maggie is also super mad that Xander stole Victor's portrait.